One of the primary concepts in the Eastern philosophy is the idea of yin and yang, the light and the dark, or the somethingness versus the nothingness, to be more specific. And one of the biggest questions that most people have is about finding their purpose. But parallel to that, on the opposite side, lies trust, or more specifically, self-trust. And it goes into this complex dynamic that is very different from what we've been led to believe what self-trust is about. Most people close their eyes and go, oh, I trust it, and then they let go. But self-trust itself is also a journey, just as finding our purpose is a journey. And I would say it begins with reaching a point where you've grown enough as a person and as a soul, as a beautiful soul, that allows you to go, you know what, this is what I would choose to do. I know that this resonates better for me than this other thing. So you begin to learn to initiate choices in a particular direction that goes with your flow or follows your bliss or follows your truth, so to speak. And I use that lightly here because this truth is at a very individualistic level, and that truth merely, in my opinion, simply is a way that you come to understand your own internal language interfacing with the world where your path should be. And as you become stronger and build the muscles in knowing what are the right things for you to act upon and choose and step into, you create an independent path for yourself, which leads to a very exciting and motivating way because you are doing what matters to you. And obviously, when you love what you do, you're going to do it well and you're going to put a lot of energy into it. And that's how you get a lot of exposures. You can overcome a lot of negativity inside that experience and eventually begin to build skills and consistencies, especially knowing how to hold yourself no matter what comes at you from the world. And in that sense, that actually becomes a part of your self-mastery. So you get really good at holding on to yourself and knowing what to do and acting in a way and treating the situation with your knowledge or your skills or your grace or your being and anything you have that makes it beautiful, wonderful, and even more refined. And you can produce exceptional and even better, amazing results that, will even astound yourself. And as we go into these feedbacks from the world that gives us all these rushes of energy and elevations of being, we begin to think that, hey, maybe this is our purpose. And that if we begin to trust that sense of purpose that emerges and we do more of that, and with our ability to our autonomy and act in a way that follows that deliberately and with the skillfulness and the ability to handle the situation with our mastery, it then leads to a continual refinement of the process of discovering a greater purpose that we are, that is very unique to everyone because it starts off with the ability to fall into yourself, to trust yourself, and then to be able to act in that direction regardless of what people choose to do or say or respond to you. And this then becomes very self-empowering in that way, and that yet at the same time, you are not resting on the end of it as if I'm done. But in fact, those things are merely parts of a process. And ultimately, we have to begin to understand that our path in this lifetime and following that purpose also leads us to a deeper and deeper understanding of knowing who we are and trusting that, because not only now do we have the self-trust in place, we also have discovered the path that the world is leading us down, from us trusting ourselves, leading into the world, giving us a purpose to walk on. And so we walk and we create a path And we kind of got to walk the path to create the path, and the path is created by walking. And there are two things I'll say to that. The first one is, if we are stuck or we are stagnant for whatever reason, then we are stuck and we are stagnant and we don't move. Which leads me to go, what you waiting for? If not to discover who you are, which in the times of our day and age becomes a very, very important thing for us. And the second thing, are you packed? Have you got your boots? Are you ready? And sometimes we're simply waiting, and the waiting is for us simply to get prepared. So if you're ready, if you're waiting, if you're preparing, or you're on the journey, I'd like you to take a moment to appreciate how amazing the role of the path of your self-trust has been for your journey.